This is the Red Sox Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Boston Red Sox, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, how are you feeling? Pretty good, I would imagine. Crochet, Abreu, Bregman, two of those three I mentioned, acquired in the offseason and did exactly what they did on Sunday, and a big part of why you brought them in. Veterans who help avoid a series sweep, who help avoid doom and gloom. 6-1 comeback victory, and with the win on Sunday, the Red Sox, their first win after the All-Star break, and they avoid the series sweep against a team that many feel is the best of all time. Yeah, you dropped the first two, but you win the finale. Now it's on to Philadelphia. And with that, we welcome you into our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. I'm Steve Lennox, longtime play-by-play announcer and storyteller, guy with a dangerous amount of useless baseball information. We are providing reaction every Red Sox game on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. Our Locked On Red Sox postcast also available on the Locked On Red Sox podcast feed, which you know is free and available wherever you get your podcasts. 24 innings, 1 run allowed until the 7th inning on Sunday. Wilyer Abreu turns things around with one swing of the bat. And I'm going to have to correct myself. I'll do that in segment number 1, coming up in just a few moments. Alex Bregman off the bench. Day off? Well, day off until they needed him in a pinch, and he delivered in a big way. And Garrett Crochet, maybe not his best stuff, but grinded and gave up just 1 run over 6 innings. We also have to mention the Red Sox bullpen after taking that lead. Terrific. Whitlock, Hicks, Alcala, all working a scoreless inning. Audience participation, as always, we want to hear from you, our everydayers, our first-timers, and, of course, you're all lumped into that Royal Rooters category. Hit that comment button if you're with us on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. Share your thoughts on today's win at Wrigley for the Red Sox. They dropped 2 of 3 again, but you have to feel good as they win the finale. Just brought up a point in my own brain between the ears. I'll get to that in just a moment, hopefully as well. And hopefully I don't forget it. Latest Locked On Red Sox postcast presented by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. 3 home runs in the victory. Garrett Crochet, 11th win on the year.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I want to get it out there right away because I just had this thought. Remember a couple of weeks ago, Red Sox at Fenway took the first 2 against the Reds and then lost the finale, and you just felt like, you know, you would have felt a lot better. Yeah, you take 2 out of 3, but the way you lost that 3rd game against the Reds, it was like, oh, come on. Really needed that one, right? Needed a sweep in that situation. Then they rattle off 10 straight victories. Well, on Sunday, after dropping the first 2 and wondering if it's just going to be like last year and the previous year, where you just stumbled throughout the second half after the All-Star break, just don't think that's the case. And the Red Sox showed why on Sunday. Garrett Crochet, again, 11th win on the season. 14th time this season on Sunday where Crochet made a start after the Red Sox lost the previous game. He stopped it. He said no. Grinded. 6 innings. Had the leadoff man aboard against him 4 different times in those 6 innings. Pete Crow Armstrong had a double in one of those innings and was left stranded. And Crochet did enough to get the job done. And then the bats finally wake up. I mean, Imanaga, terrific. Ray, very good pitcher on Friday in the opener. Horton, impressed by him. 5 2/3 scoreless. But then you got into the bullpen. And Wilyer Abreu, I sometimes say it sarcastically, and I do mean it, but it is somewhat sarcastic when I say in the open, introducing myself. In the big leagues, if you're a big leaguer, I believe 100%. If you're called upon to get a bunt down, get the bunt down. Well, Wilyer Abreu showed bunt, took a strike on the first pitch that he saw from Presley in that 7th inning. Next pitch, boom, home run, 19th on the season, and a 2-1 lead. And the first lead of the series for the Red Sox. But they weren't done. 8th inning. After Whitlock, by the way, Cedar Rafael at second base, bottom of the 7th inning, E4, Whitlock gets the double play. Right? In a 2-1 ball game, the Red Sox get through that bottom of the 7th inning. Then in the 8th inning, 2 runners on. And how about walk this way? Finally. I mean, we always hear leadoff walks. and 2-out walks will come back and kill you. Well, from the 4th inning through the 8th inning, the Red Sox had the leadoff man aboard via the walk, but could not do anything until that 7th inning. And in that 7th inning, Story a walk, Abreu the 2-run home run. Again, first lead of the game. Then in the 8th inning, Durant a walk, Anthony a base hit, Raphael a fielder's choice, Bregman off the bench as a pinch hitter, second career pinch hit home run. He hit for Yoshida, and that gave the Red Sox a little breathing room. And then Abreu hits his second home run of the game, 5th career multi-home run game for Wilyer Abreu, and his 4th this season. And there was a point in the 6th inning, Durant a walk, Anthony 5-3 ground out on the play. Durant does make it to third. Obstruction, I believe it was on the shortstop, Dansby Swanson. Rafaela had the count in his favor, 2-0. Swung at a bad 2-0 pitch that I think was a slider that went down and away, swung over it, was down in the count. Next pitch grounds out, and Durant has to stay put. And then Yoshida at the plate, and he struck out on 3 pitches. And at that point, 1 run in 24 innings. And similar, Yoshida to Wong on Saturday. Why doesn't Alex Bregman pinch hit? Well, I'll say it. Alex Bregman knows night and day, more than I'll ever know, and really more than you'll ever know, of what he has available to him. And then brought Bregman in to pinch hit in that 8th inning, 3-run home run. As I mentioned, I think, second career pinch hit home run for Alex Bregman. First Nesson reference, Dave O'Brien and Lou Merlone touched on it, of like, what was the conversation there? Because Lou Merlone alluded to it, it's like Bregman gets a day off. It's a full day off. He's not available. Well, not only did he come off the bench as a pinch hitter and hit a 3-run home run, he stayed in the game defensively. And the bullpen, outstanding. Whitlock, again, 1-out base runner on a knee 4. Tucker hits into a double play. Hicks, wasting no time in the 8th inning. Suzuki struck out. Kelly line out. Pete Crow Armstrong popped out to the shortstop. And then Alcala got the 9th inning. You did not use Aroldis Chapman in the series. But again, this is not the same old Sox because of 2 players. Garrett Crochet, who got the win, is 11th on the season on Sunday, and Alex Bregman with the big 3-run home run. And Bregman's home run, Abreu's first home run, putting the Red Sox in front for the first time the entire series. But Bregman's home run, and a great job by the camera and the director on the broadcast, getting great reaction shots from the dugout on the first base side at Wrigley Field. I mean, it was a 1-0 game until the top of the 7th inning. It felt like it was 6-0. I mean, you were down 3-0, 2-0 in the first 2 games of the series, 1-0 through the first 6 innings. And again, it felt like it was multiple runs. And that one swing by Abreu, after missing on a bunt attempt to move the runner along, and I would have been fine with that if Abreu got the bunt down in that moment before he hit the 2-run home run, just to move that runner along, get him to second base with less than 2 outs. Second pitch he sees, home run against Presley. And again, you can't say same old Sox because of Crochet and Bregman. I believe that 100%. I believe that. I understand the frustration after game 1. I understand the frustration after game 2. Couple of people locked on Red Sox YouTube channel going back and forth comments over the last 24 hours. Why is Crochet starting game 3? I got no problem with that. He pitched. He got extra rest. He pitched a complete game shutout against the Rays last Saturday. Pitches on Sunday, couple extra days rest. I have no problem with that. They lined it up the way they wanted to. Giolito pitched well. Abreu gave you a quality outing. Both took the losses over the first 2 games of the series. Crochet, you didn't want him on the mound on Sunday in need of a win to avoid being swept, but that's the case. That's the way it was, and that's what you have an ace for. Didn't have that last year. You have it this year. So now feel good. Back to 7 over 500. And now you go to Philadelphia, where it's not going to be easy. But you want to take 2 out of 3 in the series. You're going to see Zach Wheeler, terrific right-hander, in game 1. Then you're going to see 2 straight lefties. You go from there. And it'll be Buehler in game 1. Buehler needs to continue to build on recent outings. Enough of me. We're going to hear from you next. Locked On Red Sox postcast as the Red Sox pick up the victory. We'll have some numbers of the day as well. They avoid being swept for the 4th time this season. It would have been the 4th sweep against the Red Sox this season, and all 4 would have occurred on the road. That didn't happen, though. 3 home runs late, 2 from Abreu, 1 from Alex Bregman. Crochet in the bullpen, terrific. Red Sox pick up the victory. You've got to feel good. We hear from you next. Locked On Red Sox postcast presented by Supply House. Get the supplies you need from the site made for the skilled trade, Supply House. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product information to help you get the job done and get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400-plus top brands, you are going to find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service. So, you're always going to talk to a real person. And for trade pros looking for an extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage. Now it's your turn. Join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, use promo code SH5 and you're going to receive 5% off on your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. Locked On Red Sox postcast also presented by FanDuel. Hey, summer sports in full swing, right? All-Star break is behind us. July 4th holiday is behind us. Whether you're all about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game even more exciting. You're already following the action. Why not make it a little bit more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get in on the game with your friends, and as your friends are getting sunburned at the beach. With FanDuel, you can track your favorite matchups. The app helps keep it fresh with daily promotions and fun ways to bet. FanDuel app, easy to use, fast to pay out, and makes even regular season games feel like must-watch events. Whether you are placing a same-game parlay or watching a bet ride into the ninth inning, FanDuel makes it feel like you're part of the action. New to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. Again, open the app, FanDuel app, today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. All right, Red Sox pick up the victory. Now it's on to Philadelphia. 54-47 record, 6 solid innings from Garrett Crochet, who earns his 11th win on the season. He had 14 swings and misses in his 6 innings. And the Cubs, team that put the ball in play. That's what they do. I mean, they do everything well. They're not average. They're above average in just about every facet of the game right now. Reason? They're a first-place team in the National League Central. But they lost the finale, and if the Brewers complete a series sweep against the Dodgers on Sunday in Los Angeles, it's going to be a first-place tie in the NL Central. The Blue Jays did complete a series sweep. The Yankees also wrapped up their series on Sunday with a victory against the Braves in Atlanta, so the Red Sox don't pick up any ground on the division-leading Toronto Blue Jays. Blue Jays-Yankees open up a series in Toronto on Monday, and the Red Sox also failed to pick up any ground, but they didn't lose any ground on the Yankees for the top wildcard spot in the American League as well. Again, Garrett Whitlock, Jordan Hicks, Jorge Alcala, terrific. Cedar Rafaela, 0 for 4 at the plate. Batting in the number 3 spot, playing second base. So he's got a lot on his mind on Sunday. Did have an E4, moved to center field later in the game. As Bregman came in to go to third, Meyer moved to second, Duran center field to left field. And yes, Masa Yoshida in left field. Duran almost took him out. I mean, that's 2 solid brick wall bodies right there. Dave O'Brien, Lou Merlone mentioned it. And fortunate that neither ended up bruised or bumped or anything like that. Bregman, again, second career pinch hit home run. Red Sox did not score in the first inning. Again, just 1 run in the first 24 innings before they finally broke out for the 6 runs over the 2 innings, the 7th and 8th innings on Sunday at Wrigley Field. But again, 10 straight games now without scoring in the first run. It's so important on the road to get on the board first. But the Red Sox now 17-33 on the season when the opposing team scores first as well. To your comments we go. Who is our leadoff hitter on this Sunday, talking about the Red Sox victory in the series finale? As I mentioned earlier, a couple of weeks ago at Fenway, you dropped the series finale, had a chance to sweep the Reds, didn't do it, felt bad with them going on that road trip. I think it was just down to D.C. on that July 4 holiday weekend. But this one, you drop the first two, but you win the finale. You do it in impressive fashion in many ways. 4 extra base hits total. It's nice to see Carlos Narvaez with a double late in the game as well. Carlos is our leadoff hitter. Sox shouted, "We will not go quietly into the night." Told you all to just keep the faith. Now on to Philly. Go Sox. 6 or 7, maybe 5, 6 exclamation points from Carlos. Yeah, listen to Carlos. If you're not going to listen to me, listen to Carlos. Keep the faith, right? That from Carlos. Did not need to be doom and gloom. I understand the way it felt the first 2 games of the series, especially the way the Red Sox lost the first 2. You're down 3-0, 3 batters in Friday. Coming out of the break, you're down 2-0 with 2 solo home runs by the first 2 batters on Saturday against Bayo. But as Carlos said again, keep the faith. Jeff, there's the bats. Let's go. Yeah, keep them going. Keep them going in Philadelphia. Ali Bats checking in. Not being swept feels fantastic. It does. And again, you drop 2 out of 3 in the series, but you lose the series against the first-place team. But you feel good because the bats did come alive finally in the 7th inning. But the Cubs are good. We had a lot of people, a lot of Cub fans checking in. We had one person check in saying, "Hey, I'm checking in here because Houston Astros fan of Kyle Tucker, fan of Alex Bregman. Bregman hits the home run." Guess what? Red Sox fans are fans of Alex Bregman as well. Red Sox die hard. Needed this one, absolutely. I'm so happy we avoided the sweep, and now it's time to get back into beast mode. Let's go win some series. Go Sox. Yeah, take 2 out of 3 in Philadelphia, and you've gone 3-3 going home against the Dodgers next weekend at Fenway Park. Red Sox die hard, Royal Rooters, baby. Yeah, happy to have you on board. Sure, my 10. When we hit, we win. Got to keep those bats rolling into Philadelphia. Go Red Sox. Yeah, I mean, first 2 games, and you can say, hey, 4-day layoff didn't help the Red Sox, all those different things. I don't like to beat on that, but it does play a role. But they finally got going offensively. And yes, it was the long ball. 3 home runs, 2 from Willie Abreu, 1 pinch hit home run, a 3-run shot from Alex Bregman. I mean, Abreu hit that home run. And again, this is different. Abreu hits that home run, you're like, they're going to win this game. They're going to win this game. And then the 8th inning, you get 2 more home runs. You had 4 more runs on. And the bullpen can't understate what the bullpen did. They were terrific. 3 scoreless innings, Whitlock, Hicks, Alcala. Sure my. When we hit, we win. Got that one in there. Let's keep going here. Jeff, why have ref if you're not going to pinch hit him for Masa in that situation? Thought the same thing, but, in that opportunity where Masa Yoshida struck out on 3 pitches, couple of innings prior to the 7th, yeah, you had Ref Snyder there. But Alex Bregman, again, was starting, maybe had an idea before the game. Bregman says, hey, you need me late in the game, I can come off the bench. He gave a professional at bat right there, a big league hitter with a professional at bat, and just absolutely tattooed it. Abreu's first home run, no doubter. Bregman's home run, no doubter. Off the bat, it was going. Jeff, okay, got that one. Eric, I knew it was only a matter of time before Bregman woke up. I hope he maintains the momentum of his ride. Yeah, and Lou Merloni's alluded to it a couple of times. They feel like he's going to be closer to 100% come next weekend. But he's been able to get some at-bats here before the All-Star break against the Rays during this series. And again, you want to get that back to as close to 100% as possible. But in the Rays series, in the first 2 games of this series against the Cubs at Wrigley, you didn't get that warm feeling that Alex Bregman was anywhere close to 100%. Now, a 3-run home run's not going to help that quad any in terms of, okay, now it's 100%. I've got nothing in there. I don't feel anything. But he's certainly going to feel good about what he was able to produce in there as well. Kenneth, for a while there, thought Crochet was going to lose this game 1-0. Glad the bats came alive. Yeah, it had that feeling. And it also had that feeling where it wasn't a 1-0 game. It felt like, Crochet had given up a couple of runs there, and he hadn't. He gave up the run early on, and that was it. But they had the leadoff man on board 4 times. Crow Armstrong had a double in the second inning. Swanson that had a single, and then Crow Armstrong out 1-5-4-1 as Crochet applied the tag at third base. And then later in that inning, Happ was caught stealing to end the inning. And then Crow Armstrong had a double to lead off the sixth inning against Crochet. And then Crochet came back and got nasty. I think that's the word that Dave O'Brien used, because he struck out Dansby Swanson. He got Happ on a ground out where Pete Crow Armstrong couldn't move. And then Turner struck out. And that was it. 6 innings, 1-run baseball, 11th win on the season for Garrett Crochet. So, yeah, it did in many ways. It felt like that. That from Kenneth, who's checking in. Zachary with the Alabama logo next to the Red Sox logo. Hanging out with family, but that is a great game. Bluebirds go back in your hole. Go Sox. Hey, Toronto's playing well. They've won 10 straight in a row at home. That ties a franchise record. The last time they did it, 1985, George Bell was in the lineup. Kenneth, nice power arms in the 8th and 9th with Hicks and Alcala. Yeah, and that's what you've got. And don't forget, those guys were acquired here well before the trade deadline. So, Kenneth, agree with you 100%. Andrew the GOAT. Really good win by the Red Sox today. Andrew the GOAT, very well said. Carlos at Jeff. Ref hasn't been so hot either. Bregman came in clutch. You know, and there was somebody who said it. I saw it on social media. This doesn't have to be Ref Snyder and Gonzalez in the starting lineup every single game when there's a left-hander on the mound. I don't think it's a straight platoon. I think you see Meyer. Now, do you want him in there against Imanaga on Saturday? No. But Meyer could be in the lineup Tuesday or Wednesday against the lefties. Sanchez going in one of the games for the Phillies, and he's had a very good season. Like Seiya Suzuki, a guy that really deserved to be a National League All-Star. And you're going to see him in the series, but you get Zach Wheeler on Monday in Game 1 against Walker Buehler, who just needs to continue to build on what he's done in recent outings. George, biting my nails, hoping the offense would come out and support Crochet, and they did exactly that. George, again, nice pitching from Crochet in the pen. Yeah, you held a very good lineup to 1 run. You know, they got 5 runs in the first inning against Giolito and Bayo in the first 2 games. They don't get those runs. This series could have looked a lot different. And that's that's part of being frustrated. Brad, last year they lose this game. This year they show some major grit and game momentum again. Yeah. And not only do you feel good about the fact that Abreu hits the go-ahead home run, and then Bregman adds on with a 3-run home run off the bench, but as they're supporting each other in the dugout, that's what you want to see. They're backing each other. I don't know that was always the case last year. George, Roman continues to rip. 383 on-base percentage. 791 OPS. This is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say 2 things here. One, I think Wilyer Abreu has a 3-home run game this season. I really do. Abreu's going to have a game where I believe he's going to hit 3 home runs in a game. 4 2-home run games this year. And I also think the power is about to come for Roman Anthony. I'm not going to be surprised if Roman Anthony hits 2 home runs in Philadelphia in the next 3 games. Carlos, Lou getting rid of the fleece was what we needed. Yeah, I love that. You know, Lou Merlone, I love, he just grows on you. He really does. I mean, I'm not going to say Lou Merlone, and Lou Merlone wouldn't say it either. He's not Jerry Remy. Jerry Remy was in a class by himself, and I almost get choked up thinking about Jerry Remy. But Lou Merlone, local guy, played for the Red Sox, big leaguer. I mean, he's really coming into his own in the booth with Dave O'Brien. I'm growing. Lou Merlone's growing on me. I love Will Middlebrooks as an analyst, whether it's on NESN or Red Sox Radio Network. But Lou Merlone, I mean, he knows the game inside and out. He'll drop some numbers on you that sometimes I would say, hey, give me a little time to digest these. But he's prepared. He can tell a story. And he's in on at bats from the hitter's perspective and what the pitcher's trying to do to set things up against the hitter as well. So he's really growing on me. George, who is the rotation for the Phillies? Buehler, Fitch, Giolito? Yes. Tanner Houck back to the IL. Yeah, a setback. And again, a couple of weeks ago, you say, hey, these things have a way of working themselves out. You lose Hunter Dobbins, ACL. He's out for the rest of the year. Richard Fitz is in the mix. You've got Criswell. You've got Harrison at AAA. That's your depth right now. But Tanner Houck, another setback. Slayton, apparently, starting to make some improvement and maybe a return here in the coming weeks. Liam Hendricks, apparently, is starting to get on the right track in his recovery as well. We got one more minute here. Little over, but we got one more minute. Carlos at George. Yeah, that's what Obi was saying for the rotation. Yeah, I think that's confirmed. Seth, listening all the way from Portsmouth, England. Love the Sox. Go Sox. Seth, appreciate you being on board with us. That is outstanding. We love having you here. Tell your friends all about us. I see you've got some more comments in there as well. I'm going to scroll down just a little bit. Seth, they do need some bullpen help, I believe is what you're saying there. Hopefully they trade for some before the deadline. Their bullpen's in pretty good shape. I mean, you've got some big arms in front of Chapman now. Seth, they do need some rotation help. Hopefully, yeah. I would say the rotation, but really, I'd like a couple of backups. Somebody with Narvaez. Said that on Saturday with Connor Wong and his struggles. Carlos, I agree. Carlos agrees with Seth on his comments. George is going to get the last one. Okay. Thanks, Steve, for all the account. Hey, for all the content. Hey, thank you guys, as always. Hey, back at it. First of 3 against the Phillies. Buehler and Wheeler, the pitching matchup on Monday. Red Sox, hey, win 2 out of 3 in Philadelphia. The Phillies haven't been world beaters. Harper's back in the lineup. Schwarber, former Red Sox hitter, short time with the Red Sox. Hit a grand slam on Saturday. The bats, they can be pitched to in this lineup. But if you go out, I mean, Wheeler's a guy who can go out there and give you 7 innings of 1-run baseball. Get an early lead for Buehler on Monday. That's my hope. With that, we tip our cap to Supply House and FanDuel, our sponsors on our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. We tip our cap as well to you, the Royal Rooters. Great support for us on the Locked On Red Sox postcast, and it is certainly appreciated. As always, we close out by telling you this. Locked On Red Sox postcast, we do believe the number one place to hang out immediately after every game. Locked On Sports, your team, your winning Red Sox right now, every day.